Just out here today. Wanted to touch base with you guys, man. We got some news. Patrick Queen is going to be pretty motivated this year. I say is going to be. He's saying he's going to be motivated. He understands that he did not play well last year, so he's coming to the table with a lot of motivation. Let's just call it that. A lot of motivation to be better. It's a Pro Bowl appearance, but he was a Pro Bowl alternate, but nonetheless, he was there. A lot of tackles, but he just wasn't. It wasn't the same guy that played in Baltimore. Next to Roquan Smith, which is what a lot of people had said. Well, he's good because he plays next to Roquan. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that's the case because he wasn't horrible. He wasn't even average last year. He was above that. So let's not kid ourselves. But at the same time, I mean, there was definitely room for him to be better. A lot of room for him to be better. And I'm looking forward to it. He attributed some of it. He first of all, he made no excuses for his play. He literally made no excuses for why he played bad. Said you could attribute it to learning a new system, but he was a 5-year veteran. And since he's a 5-year veteran, there's no reason for him to play bad. He literally came out and said that, which I love. Taking accountability, say, hey, it wasn't up to par. No matter what the situation is, I'm not a rookie, and I should have been better, and I'm going to be better. And basically said that even if he had super high expectations that he set for himself, that he would be upset even if he didn't meet those super high expectations. Now, some of that can be talk, but you got to take guys at their word. And again, he made no excuses for his play last year. Said it was not up to par, not up to his standards. He needed to be better, and that's it. And I think we're going to see a much better Patrick Queen this year. Deshaun Elliott, who played with him in Baltimore, said, new system out there. So we'll find out what's going on. Just that was part of the reason why some growing pains, but all those growing pains appear to be over. Year 2 in the system, everybody should be better, including Deshaun Elliott. I think Deshaun Elliott's going to be better. Again, year 2, he played good last year. Year 2, new contract. Yeah, let's see. Fan of the logo, you got an email about doing a live from our home opener tailgate. Want to make it happen. I'm not going to be at the home opener, my man. I apologize. I'm not going to be there. I got other obligations during that week. And on the weekend, I'm not going to be able to be at the home opener. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make it to a game this year. I'm just not sure. Reason being is because we do this show. We do a pregame, and more importantly, we do a postgame live after every game. So the pregame would be 100% out just for the simple fact how the Wi-Fi would work. And postgame's trying to scramble, get home, it's just not possible. And while I love going to Steeler games, this channel is more important to me than actually being there at the game. So if it was the Super Bowl, that'd be something different. I'll just be quite honest with you. I like the interaction with you guys on this channel more than actually being at the game. I've been to games. I'm sure I'll go to more, just not this year. I don't believe. Not ruling it out. I just don't believe I will. So that's all. We'll see what happens. A lot could happen. So, Anyway, so I'm encouraged by what I'm hearing from Patrick Queen. I'm encouraged by it. So I don't know if Queen's underrated concept. My thing is that he just didn't play up to snuff what we thought we were going to get. That's all. Now, one thing that's going to help him is having better defensive line play. having more defensive linemen, not getting pushed back into him not having to run around guys to get in his gap because of defensive linemen's getting their head blown out, and just dominated. That was going to help Patrick Queen, you know. So we'll see. We'll see. Steeler Lee says, I know coaches are adamant about Queen being a green dot, but he's best when someone else is the green dot and he can roam free. I kind of think so too, but here's my thing. Year 2 of having the green dot, I expect him to be better. Last year was the first time they'd ever had it. I felt like, just like you do, Steeler Lee, a lot of responsibilities trying to get everybody lined up, and it was a struggle. I think year 2 of doing that, he should be better. Just like all of us. The first time we do something, we're not great. The more we do it, the better we'll be. So, do I think that Sutton is who the defense was saying was playing hero ball rather than doing their job? Yeah, that and Sutton was just terrible. I think it was a lot of people playing hero ball. I think it was more than one guy. So, yeah, I think, Joseph, we'll see. Or are you saying we shall see as in a question? Or are you saying we will see a better second year from Queen in our defensive system? I think he's going to be better. I think he's going to be better. New team, new city, new situation. Sometimes I think it just maybe the best of it. He just wasn't as comfortable as what he's going to be this year. I don't think Dante Jackson was playing hero ball. I just don't think Dante Jackson was any good. Yeah, I just don't think he was good. We will see. Yeah, I think so too. I'm excited about Patrick Queen, man. I'm excited about him. I'm really excited about Peyton Wilson. I think the Steelers have 2 really strong athletic linebackers. Somebody's going to have to be the sure tackler. I think it's Wilson. But, a lot of people are well, we got to have a thumper in there. And I'm like, do you? Do you need guys that have to be the thumper, or do you just need guys to make tackles where they're supposed to be made? Do you have to have the guy that blows somebody up, or if it's 3rd and 1, you make a tackle for no gain, even if you don't blow somebody up? So that's where I think. That's where I'm at with it. Nah, Wilson's not better than Queen. No, he's not. So first of all, Wilson played half the snaps last year. And for half the year, Peyton Wilson was running around blocks. He's not better than Patrick Queen. So, but we'll see what happens. I know he's got to take a big step up this year. Got to take a big step up. And I'm excited about Peyton Wilson. I'm excited about it. You got to take a big step up for the Steelers this year. And we'll see. We'll see. Broderick, Benton, and JPJ got to take that next step. We need them to show up big. Yeah, I mean, look, Omar Khan's first draft, these are his first 3 picks. Broderick, JPJ, and Keanu Benton, those are his first 3 picks. And you would love to see those guys get extended next offseason. At least 2 of them. So we'll see. I think this is an enormous year for Broderick and JPJ. Enormous. And the Steelers need it to be. They do. Because if they don't, then you're back to the drawing board with both of them. So I don't know that they necessarily want to do that. So, well, we appreciate that, man. Thank you. I think it's Junior 15, aka Pump Man 20. I can't be calling nobody Pump Man 20. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Pause. I'm not doing that, man. But we appreciate you submitting to the channel, man. Thank you. We got a lot of good stuff that we try to do on a weekly basis, but especially during the season. So, yeah, Broderick's got to have a big year. So Broderick's got to have a big year. How do I feel about Aaron Rodgers? I feel good about him. I feel good about Aaron Rodgers. There's some people out there that are upset that he said this was going to be his last year. I don't feel bad about it at all. I actually think it's good. Number one, the Steelers know where they stand, but I don't think it mattered. I think the Steelers' plan was going to go out and get a quarterback next year anyway. What's up, Dexter Davis? What's up, Tom? What's going on, man? Appreciate you joining today. But yeah, I don't think it deviates from what the Steelers were trying to do one bit. Not one bit. I think the Steelers had a plan, and now this is just okay. This is where we're going. The only thing that I would say is I think the Steelers need to amp up the efforts to go all in to try to win this year. You go try to win a Super Bowl, but don't compromise your future in doing so. You know, I know there's a lot of what ifs. I know what if the line, they've got to play well. Everybody's line's got to play well. You know, defensive line has to play well. Okay. So, but that's what we got to figure it out. We got to figure it out. 71A said he did nothing for New York. New York did nothing for him either. So it's got to be a two-way street. Got to be a two-way street. Slay is being underrated by the fan base, I think. Just the general thought. I don't know if people are underrating Darius Slay. I think fans are a little jaded because we've seen, veteran corners come here and not be good. I think that's why fans are jaded. So they want to see it before they believe it. I think that's part of it. Man, Joseph, the Steelers have to go out and try to get a number 2 receiver. They have to. They have to. So, yeah, that's exactly right, Nathan. Is that Pittsburgh isn't going to rely on Rodgers to be the savior of the franchise. That's what the Jets were trying to have Aaron Rodgers make him be. They needed him to be the savior of the franchise. The Steelers don't need a savior. We just need you to go play competent football. That's all we need you to do. Go play competent football. If you do that, the Steelers got a chance. So that's the difference. Steelers don't need him to be a savior. Hey, Brenda, how are you doing? The only difference, Chris, as far as Patrick Peterson flashbacks, is the difference is that Patrick Peterson wasn't any good the year before he got to the Steelers. That's the difference, is that he wasn't good then. Darius Slay was very good with Philadelphia. So I'm not saying there won't be a drop-off because, again, the guy's 34. So I'm not saying there's not going to be a drop-off because there very well could be. But I don't like making that comparison because, again, we saw Patrick Peterson slip a ton the year before he got to the Steelers. And then when he got to the Steelers, he just fell off. He didn't even slip off a cliff. He just fell right off. So there's the difference. Steelers need another offensive lineman. They do for depth. They absolutely do. They absolutely do. I think they need a swing tackle and another somebody inside. So the standard is the standard. 8-9 forever, baby. Well, the Steelers haven't gone 8-9 ever. So there's that. Yeah, we got to get another one. The offensive line we have now needs to gel before anything. Well, the offensive line needs to gel, but they still need some depth because injuries are a part of football. If offensive lineman I don't trust Spencer or Calvin Anderson. I don't trust either one of those guys. So we'll see. Peterson had 5 interceptions the year before. I would tell you this: interceptions don't necessarily tell the whole story of how somebody plays. So just because, what if 4 of those interceptions were on tip passes? Does that mean you played them? For instance, how many interceptions did Dante Jackson have last year? When did you ever see Dante Jackson make a play on a ball? Step in front of a receiver, cut off a route, catch a ball at the high point over top of a receiver or in front of a receiver. You never saw him do that, but he had interceptions. So that's the thing. You can't just go by interceptions based on how somebody played. That's not how it works. Not at the cornerback position. There's other factors that go into it. Exactly. Jackson was getting cooked all year long. It's not about interceptions, man. It's just not. That's like the same concept when people try to tell you that somebody's a good defensive player in basketball because they got 2 steals a game. Oh, he got 2 steals a game. I go, well, hold on, man. There's 90 possessions in a basketball game. Because you gambled twice and stuck your hand in a passing lane and got a steal, that doesn't mean that you're a good defender if you're giving up 20 points a night to somebody. That don't make you no good defender. I mean, hell, Luka Doncic averaged over a steal and a half a game. And I think anybody that knows anything about basketball will tell you Luka can't guard a telephone pole. So the same thing with picks. I'm not saying that picks don't tell a story, but it isn't the whole story. So it isn't the whole story. What's going on, Baltimore Gaming? How you doing, man? Appreciate you joining in. Reese Mimbounds. I mean, I don't know. Angel Reese is a terrible offensive player, but you still got to get the rebounds. You got to give him credit. I mean, you still got to get them. Because if you miss a shot, somebody else should be able to get the rebound if you're not good at doing that. And, I was against Amari Cooper all offseason for the Steelers signing him. But now that we're down to the nitty gritty, I'd sign him. So I would go ahead and sign him. You're not going to have to pay a ton for him. So I would sign him. You can get him in. And again, he's a guy that he just gets open. He doesn't necessarily need to be the game breaker anymore or the speed guy anymore. He just needs to be the guy that moves the chains for you. Hey, my first look read on the right side wasn't open. I'm coming back left. Amari's open. Let's throw him the ball. Let's get a first down. So now he was a locker room case with the Cowboys, which is why the Cowboys got rid of him. But so we'll see. We'll see. Surviving the heat, yeah. It's rained a little bit, or it was overcast today, but here in Dallas, it's about to be just brutal. I don't have a basketball team. JR15. I don't have a basketball team. I like players. I like college basketball much more than I like pro basketball. Much more. Enemy says, "How you feeling about Rodgers coming over for his last year? Think he will get some playing time? Are you talking about Aaron Rodgers? Um, that caught me off guard. Caught me off guard if you're talking about Aaron Rodgers. Do 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 do. Yeah, I'm in Dallas. I'm north of Dallas. So, what's up, Nick? I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Appreciate you saying that too. Yeah, I know. No, there's no chance that Aaron Rodgers was going to be QB2. There's no chance of that. Yeah, I mean, no chance, especially in Pittsburgh. Now, I guess if he went to Kansas City, he would be QB2 or Buffalo or someplace like that, but not in Pittsburgh. There ain't many places Aaron Rodgers would be QB2. So, north of Dallas on 75, what are you in, like Richardson or even further north than that? Isaiah Bond, the Steelers aren't signing him. I made a mistake earlier in the year and said I got tricked by one of them fake online uh, little bot things saying that the Steelers signed him, but they hadn't. And they don't need to sign him either. Not until he's cleared, and I don't think he's going to get cleared. So, I mean, as far as Rodgers, I hope he plays well. So I hope Tomlin doesn't have to. I mean, if we're saying do we think he gets benched, that means we're going into the season thinking that Rodgers is going to stink. I don't think that's going to be the case. So, what's up? Yeah, I'm Mark Henry. I mean, if he's below average, I mean, it's just going to depend on what Rodgers is, man. It's going to depend on that. So, Steeler Lee brings up a good point. He said Tomlin guarantees 8 to 9 wins. We'll need Rodgers to, or said all we need Rodgers to do is skate out 3. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, if Aaron Rodgers was the quarterback last year, I think the Steelers win 12 games. I really do. I think we beat the Cowboys. I think we beat the Colts. You know, so who knows? Arthur Smith is trash. We'll see how trash he is when he has a good quarterback. Let's make that determination then. Let's make that determination then. Yeah, I think Rodgers and DK have been building some chemistry. I think they've been working out a lot more than what was it that one day that got reported. I think they worked out a hell of a lot more together than just that. I think they worked out a lot, especially what Rodgers was saying yesterday about, hey, him and DK working out. DK said he works out at 6:00 in the morning. And Rodgers was like, hey, can we make it 8? You know, I got to drive from Malibu all the way to East LA. That's a long drive. Hey, enough. So yeah, I don't think Arthur Smith is trash either. That's just fan troll talk. I think he's average, but he's not trash. He's not like the former offensive coordinator that we don't say on this channel. I can tell you that right now. He's not that. That's trash. So, oh, what was I saying about Patrick Queen? Patrick Queen, you're not changing the subject, man. Patrick Queen came out and basically took accountability for him not playing well last year. So that's it. Arthur Smith's numbers are not worse than Matt Canada's. You have to stop saying stuff like that out loud, man. You got to stop saying stuff like that out loud. They will throw you in a padded room and lock you up forever. You can't just make stuff up and just hope that you're right just to say stuff. Stop it. Stop it. So, but yeah, Patrick Queen just basically came out and just said, hey, man, I wasn't good as I wanted to be last year. I take full accountability for it. You know, there could have been things that he could have done better. And he just came out and basically said, I need to be better, which I can respect. I can respect. So your guy, he didn't make excuses. He just said, I got to be better. I got to be better. So that's what you need. I don't think they're going to give the green dot to Peyton Wilson. I don't think they're going to do that. I think Patrick Queen, you know, it's kind of like the more you do something, the better you get. And I think last year that was the first time he'd ever had the green dot. I think he's going to be much better this year. I think he'll be much better this year. So, JJ, you act like Arthur Smith is the guy that's out there throwing the football, making the blocks. At some point, you just have to stop, man. You got to stop. Or I'll never mind. You can keep going. You do whatever you got to do, man. You do whatever you got to do. So, Sophie, enough. So, but we'll see. We'll see. Hope we can beat the Ravens. We beat the Ravens every year. You got to remember that. We beat the Ravens every year. Now, last year it got bad at the end of the year. Don't get me wrong. I mean, those last two games against the Ravens, not great. Especially that last game. Lord have mercy. That was disgusting. But last 11 times we played the Ravens, we beat them 8. So, PQ doesn't have covering skills. He's too slow. Okay. Arthur Smith's play calling and scheme match perfectly to what Pittsburgh wants to do. Arthur Smith has to just have a quarterback that's competent. When he has that, he's always been good. When he doesn't, he hasn't. It's just that simple. It's kind of like most offensive coordinators. When you have a decent quarterback and somebody that's competent, you're usually pretty good. When you don't, you're not. It's that simple. So, and I don't think there's going to be a problem with Aaron Rodgers running the show. You know how Russell Wilson got shut down by Arthur Smith last year after Russell Wilson had the best game that he had, threw for over 400 yards against the Bengals. Reports all over the place is that, oh, I don't know. He was mad that he was changing plays and Russell Wilson basically shut it down. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to have that problem. So I don't think he's going to have that problem. Yeah, beef up the D-line, absolutely. The number one running back right now is Jalen Warren, but I don't know, man. Obviously, it's going to depend on how he plays, but I think by about week 8 or 9, maybe week 10, I think we need to have Caleb Johnson getting the majority of the carries if he is good in pass protection. If he's not good in pass pro, then I'm sorry, that young man can't be on the football field. And that was something that he just didn't do a lot of at Iowa. He wasn't very good at it at Iowa. He needs to be good in pass pro. If he can do that and is going to be that, then yeah, let's get him on the field. But that's the first thing he's got to do is be good in pass pro. So we'll see. Torsha coming in with straight facts. Arthur's never really used a wide receiver number 2, a lot of tight ends, running the ball. Not saying we don't need one, but Smith, for the most part, never uses them. He doesn't. He uses a lot of tight ends. So tight ends that can catch. That's his thing. That's his thing. So, and as far as the scheme, I just want to see the guy just see some more imagination on like first down, first, second down. Let me see some more imagination there. So, Pat Fryermuth better show up this season. I mean, and they did a lot of dinking and dunking to Pat Fryermuth, but I'll tell you this, Pat Fryermuth was open a lot last year. They just didn't throw him the ball over the middle. So you can't blame that on him. I can only run my route. If I run my route and I'm open and you don't throw it to me, what am I supposed to do? Now, I know we all remember that last game against Baltimore. So that last game where he caught a pass and couldn't get another inch to get a first down on that 3rd and 1. And my whole thing was, first of all, run your route a little deeper, but 2, you got to be able to have a little bit of wiggle, a little power to do something. So, but we'll see. We'll see, man. We'll see what happens. But yeah, Fryermuth got to show up big. I think a lot of people are expecting a lot out of Darnell Washington. If we can get 25 catches out of Darnell Washington, I'll be happy, to be honest with you. I'll be happy. So, the cool guy says, y'all see this dude's head? He's talking about another man's head online. Lord have mercy. What would your mother think? I know what your mother thinks, the cool guy. I know what your mother thinks. She likes my head. No, Tomlin doesn't. He doesn't like throwing over the middle. But he's going to have to get off of that because Aaron Rodgers is going to throw the ball over the middle. Man, I don't care if it was hard or cold in the Buffalo game. It's cold in Pittsburgh. So it doesn't, I don't care what the temperature was. It's cold in Pittsburgh. Exactly, Tyler. Just needs to walk upstairs and ask his mama about my head. She loves it. Mm-hmm. Hillbilly says, War Eagle. Is Auburn going to be any good this year, man? Can we finally see Auburn do something? Or are they going to get a new coach after that? So the Steelers need a corner. So wait a minute. You come in here and talk to me about my head and how much your mama likes my head. Then you come in and try to talk football and say the Steelers need a corner. Come on, man. Who you fooling? Mm-mm-mm. All right, Hillbilly. I'm counting on it. If not, they got to. If Auburn better do something, or they got to get a new coach. They got to get a new coach. They got too many resources to be as bad as they are. Chuck Norris says, "Hey, thank you for taking Karen Rodgers, so he'll quit begging my Vikings." Okay, gotcha. Vikings 8-9 this year, guaranteed. I don't think we need a corner as bad as wide receiver 2. Of course not. We need wide receiver 2 more than we need a corner. But I think we need both. I just think we need a slot corner. I don't trust Beanie Bishop. I don't trust Beanie Bishop. I think we need a slot corner. That's where I'm at with it, man. That's where I'm at with it. I think we need that. So, but we'll see. We'll see. Training camp, month away. Training camp, month away. Deuce Knight is better than Cam Newton? I'll remember that name, man. I'll remember that name. Well, here's the thing. I mean, I trust Echols over Beanie Bishop, and Echols has got some experience playing slot corner. That's not his main trick. Is he's an outside guy, but we'll see. We'll see. We get it, Jay. You're not Arthur Smith fan. Let's talk about something else, brother. We get it, my man. You hate Arthur Smith. Okay. We acknowledge it. So I like Eccles, but we'll see. They said he looked good in minicamp, but minicamp and OTAs are different than real football. You're right, Torsha. They are high on Eccles. And if he's the guy, I'm fine with it. We'll see. Are we going to make a move for Jalen Ramsey? I don't know. It depends on how desperate the Dolphins get. It depends on how desperate they get. I'm still not opposed to giving up a 3rd-round pick for Jalen Ramsey. Appreciate it, Hillbilly, man. Thank you for the subscribing. We appreciate you. And like I said, I don't have a dog in the fight other than I get tired of Alabama being good, which I don't think Alabama is going to be that good for. Yeah, I don't trust their coach. So that's good for Auburn. But I know Auburn should be better than what they are. I think they made a couple bad hires. They got to get it figured out. So. Eccles could be Deshaun Elliott. He might be. He wasn't bad last year in New York. He wasn't bad. So, but we'll find out. Well, the Steelers are going to have to restructure Ramsey. Maybe not this year, but next year they would. They would need to do that because his cap hits get silly. So we will find out. I don't know if Kenny G is going to be. I mean, he's not going to get the snaps that Deshaun Elliott's going to get. So I don't know that he can be a Deshaun Elliott type. I don't think that's possible, Torsha. So, but we'll see what happens, man. I do got to run, though. I got to pick up the wife. We got to pick up her car. She had some work done, and they close at 6. So I got to make sure I get to her and get to the dealership before it closes. So if y'all get a chance, man, I'll be live tomorrow at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 Central in the morning. So make sure you guys show up if you have an opportunity. Go pick you up some good old Steelers Almighty merch at Steelers Almighty Shop. Make sure you guys go there and pick up some merch. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, man, make sure you subscribe to the channel. A lot of good stuff going on, man. We appreciate everybody that came in today, that come in like you guys always do. So appreciate you guys, man. So why do I have to stop lying, Dexter? What am I lying about? I don't know you. I don't need to lie to you. So I don't need to lie to you. Hey, but that's the way we're doing it. I guess that's the way we're doing it. So I will holler at you guys tomorrow. Peace out, brothers, and aloha.